Hi, it's Dave from DaBelly, and we're at NAMM 2016. Today we're in the 660 Guitars booth with Myke. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Wanted to ask you about your guitars. I know this is your big rollout. Tell me a little bit about your product.
Yeah, sure. We start with 6061 aircraft-grade aluminum billet. Starts out 40-pound block, and we machine the bodies down to under 3 pounds. It's a 7.5-pound guitar whenever we're done. So it's a lot of it's recycled, and it pays for tasty East Texas food. So so we have plenty of aluminum to give back, you know. But yeah, we machine it out, and we put a graphite carbon fiber neck on there. All alternative materials, but they're very strong, you know. And that's what kind of drove us to create an aluminum guitar. Was just that we've been in bands. We know what it's like to rip a strap button out. We know, we know what it's like to have a nice finish get beat up immediately, you know. So we wanted something rugged, aluminum with a powder coat on top. And we use industrial grade automotive powder coating, and then we put a nice Casper clear on the top of it. It looks really good. So
then this is the guitar for people who don't just stand there and shoegaze.
That's right. Yeah, we're looking for somebody that's rowdy. You know, this is it's made to be an industrial strength sort of solution. So you're like. You can have a wooden wrench if you're doing something gentle, but you want some sort of steel type thing if you're going to go out and work under some heavy car. So it's kind of the same thought. It's a tool,
So aluminum body and a carbon fiber neck. What's the resonance like on the guitar? How long can you sustain?
It's great. Now we've paired it with a more chill passive pickup. Because we feel like the body has a great resonance sustain already, and so we try to balance it out and kind of highlight the nice features of the aluminum, and then we adjust some of the brightness by the way we choose our electronics. So in the end, we've tried to. It's a whole package, where we've rounded it out. We've done a ton of research and development, throwing in tons of different pickups till we found something that sounded like, oh, this is great. And whenever we first started, we did blind tone tests, and we had jazz musicians come in and play them on clean. And then we'd post it up to our friends, and we'd be like, tell us what type of wood you think this is. Be like, oh, mahogany? I don't know, it's nice and warm sounding. And then we post up a picture of an aluminum guitar with a bunch of holes in it, and they're like, wow, I would have never thought that, So
how's the balance with it, the carbon fiber neck and, of course, the aluminum body?
Yeah, it's great, and that's kind of what we shoot for. We've gotten the bodies really light, but then it neck dives, and so we've put enough weight to where it'll sit right on you. Again, it's a stage guitar. We want it to be comfortable while you're playing. It's for a gigging musician. And so whenever we design it, we kind of start as low as we can, get it as light as we can, and that way if we need to adjust some of the design features to create balance, we'll do that, and if not, then we'll start adding weight back on. So some guitars are 7 pounds, some are 7.5, and right now our heaviest is right under 8 pounds, and that's our new bass prototype that we've created.
This is the bass prototype right here.
Yeah, this is actually the very first bass prototype. The new one, we've pulled weight off, but we've extended this horn out, so it keeps the balance without breaking your back, But our goal was to keep everything under 8 pounds. It seems like that's a comfortable weight. If it's balanced, it's a comfortable weight on stage for a couple-hour gig or something.
What's the model number for this guitar for anybody who's watching?
This is the R95 bass. You may see on the website, we'll call it the Rhino because it's got a big horn. So we have fun. We'll mess around. We've got a couple different guitars. That's the VX36. Sometimes we call it the Viking. We just kind of nicknames easier to remember, but looking on the website, I think the body styles alone, they're recognizable enough. But
they actually are. The aesthetics are astounding. I mean, it's not too often you see. I mean, come on, I can put a hand through here, right?
Yeah, it was a dual thing. So on all of our guitars, we like the handle, but also this is a nice way to have a place for your thumb. Some guys like a little rail there, so having a place for your thumb's nice. We also put the pickups further back, so if you play slap, you're not slapping on top of the pickup, but there's room for that. If that's kind of part of your sound, then you can still do that too. But yeah, we wanted to move them kind of out of the way and give you a nice room to play over them. Like I said, this is the first prototype. The actual production model prototype is 2 independent volumes and cuts, coil cuts. So it's we're kind of proud of it. This is our first base prototype we came out with a couple months ago. So we've been working on that. We've spent the last 6 or 7 months coming out with 5 different guitar bodies, a brand new 7-string, and then a brand new bass. If you guys want to take a look at the...
Okay, we moved our position a little bit. We want to take a look at the US 76. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this guitar?
Absolutely. So this was kind of our flagship first guitar that we released. It's same thing, aircraft grade aluminum, 100% USA parts. This has got the all of our humbuckers sit on a rail. So when we were prototyping, we said, let's put a rail here so we can find the final fixed position. And then as we were playing with it, we were getting such a great variance in the tone that we said, we'll leave it. Because the thing you hate is you buy a new guitar, and then when you get it home and plug it into your rig, it doesn't sound good, you know? It's, so you can complement your tone. You push it up closer to the neck. You're going to add a little bit more bass response, push it closer to the bridge, and you'll get more attack and some of the higher frequencies that'll cut through the mix. So depending on what you're playing through, if you're playing through something really dark like an orange, it's great to push it closer to the bridge, and you'll get a lot more cut. It complements the amp that way. Let's see, some other features. This is your standard switch between bridge, both, and then your neck pickups. This is kind of cool. This is a plexi back. This is acrylic back here, and it kind of catches light. And you know, with the 3D contour on the American flag there, we thought, well, we'll make them red and white stripes, you know. So we had some fun with that. Other models have a smoked acrylic on the back. You can actually look through it and see the electronics, very modern industrial look.
Let's move on to the next guitar. Okay, we're going to take a look at the Viking now.
This is our first 7-string prototype. We released all 5 of our 6 strings, and we got so much request on Facebook to do a 7-string, we immediately started prototyping a 7. So on this one, it's kind of neat as well. You've got your where you can push and pull to change the pickup position, but we've also wired it to where it's the humbucker all the way down. This middle position is a coil cut where it's just a single coil towards the neck, and then all the way up is parallel, so they're out of phase with each other. And since it's just one independent volume, this gives you enough tonal variation to kind of complement whatever style you're playing, whether it be jazz or a lot heavier, since you got the lower notes for the 7-string.
That's got a very cool look to it. I like the charcoal gray to it, and of course the neck. You almost have a wood finish up here. It's amazing.
So this is an Indian rosewood and an ebony fretboard. Because this is our very first prototype, we don't have the molds for a graphite neck yet. We're machining out molds right now. So this is actually a Warmoth neck. This is great. It's a great playable neck, and we were proud enough to put it out here for NAMM for people to try it out. But yeah, we're currently working on the molding for our graphite carbon fiber composite neck for this as well.
We're taking a look at the RT84 Cowboy here. Tell me a little about this. Cool finish on the pickups and everything. It looks kind of sharp.
That's right. Yeah. So as we were creating these guitars, the idea came from my father-in-law. He said, "Your guitars play and sound great. I love playing them, but I'm an old guy and I want something that represents me too, you know." So this is more scaled back. We still have the handle on it because we love that feature. But we went to a single coil. It's very predictable sound. If you played this through an AC30, you'd get some great chicken picking sounds out of it. It's got a nice quack like you'd expect from this body style, but it's a very subtle thing. It's great for rockabilly, great for country. So it's a little bit different from where we typically go with our design, which is a little bit more heavy inspired. This is just a little bit calmer, but still has all the functionality. If you want to get rock and roll with it, you sure can.
Well, very cool. Thank you for your time today, Myke. I really appreciate it. 660 Guitars, check them out here at NAMM.